Guys, welcome back to Let's Code, and in this lecture we are going to see the float and flexbox because I just found that these two topics are relevant to each other, and therefore I just adjusted them and removed the flexbox topic from our ending topic, as we will only cover the media query and then we continue with our project. So let's begin with the float and flexbox. So first I'm going with the topic of the flexbox. I click this link, learnings underscore css. I'm going to create a new file that will be called as float.html, and here I'm going to pass this icon and then press enter to have our html structure ready. And here I am going to rename it as float, as this is the file for the float, and I will show you what float can do. Here is an image. I will double click the dots and then there is enter, because I want to go out of this learning css folder and find our media folder. And inside the media folder, here is our image I want to use, and I'm going to define a width for it that would be 200. So let's come to our finder, and inside the finder I'm going inside the intro to web development and intro to web development to the learning.css, and here is our file we just created, float.html. I'm going to double click it, and this is the file with image we just loaded from our files, and there is a paragraph. I'm going to define lorem ipsum of not that much, but yeah, 140 at least. Let's come here, refresh. You can see text is separated from the image, but we want to show the image on left and then there is a text. So how can you do that? I can show you. It is possible from the float, and this is the style internal css. So I'm going to call the image, then these two brackets, and then I'm going to define float left. Yeah, refresh. Things are working fine. That is how you can use the float, and you can also just leave it. I'm not going for this, and this is how you can use the floats. Even you can make it show right. So now the image is at right position, and now I'm going to create another file known as flexbox.html, and here I'm going to name it as flexbox. Just come here, I'm defining a div, not div, div, but with a class of container. Then there is something that is called div multiply by 9, and then it would have a class of box. So you can see I'm having 9 box class divs, 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. I'm first going to just come here. I'm going to use the internal css, and I'm just going to open our file flexbox from our file explorer. So this is how it looks now, but I'm just going to add some styling so you can have a better view on it and understand it actually. So here is our container. I'm going to pass the container a height of 80 vh and a background. So the background would be something like teal. Let's come here, refresh it. Yeah, here is our background, and now I'm going to call the box. I'm going to assign it a background of something like, not like that, but yeah, something like this, below. And now here padding of 20px and 30px, 20px top to bottom and 30px left to right. So now come here, refresh it. As you can see, we are having it whole covered. I can show you why. Because it's the default width every box is having, therefore I'm just going to define its borders. 2px solid. Let's come here, refresh. We are having the borders now, and I'm going to decrease its width by width fit content. Refresh it. Now the things are set, and now they're looking also good for us. And yeah, let's begin the coding of the Flexbox. So here in the container I'm going to define display flex, and just come here, refresh, and now you can see they are left to right, but they are again having the width from height from parent as they were having the width. Now I'm going to fix this. How? Just come here, write the height and fit content, and now refresh it. Now the things are just set for us to begin our coding. So I can show you something that is very interesting, that is flex. What if I make its direction to column? If the flex direction is column, they are like this because flex default having a direction of row. And what if we go for the column reverse? Refresh. Now you can see the things are in the reversed position, like 9 is on the top and 1 is in the ground or in the end. So, and here you can use same for the rows. I am going to type it raw and come here, refresh. It's the raw, and even the raw reverse works same way. So this is the raw reverse, but we just need the raw for now, and raw is the default structure of the flex or default property when you define display flex. I'm going to refresh it and it's working fine now. Let's come back to our code file, and I'm going to show you what you can do with the flex. Here I'm going to define something called justify content, and I'm defining center. All the elements are in center because of the justifies, and content justifies content works on the x-axis. If you want to work with the elements and align them in the center of the y-axis, you need align item. Center, come here, refresh, and the things are in the center. This is how these both works together. Even you can go for the interesting parts of the justify content, as we can have the space around. Yeah, refresh. You can see it's having the spaces now, and these spaces are responsive as they are not overflowing, and you can see here it's overflowing. How to fix this? I can show you. Here you can do two things. You can go here and type overflow hidden. Come here, refresh. Now the overflow is hidden, but our numbers are not shown. So what to do? I am just going to comment this. This was just for your understanding how you can hide things that overflow, but you can do one more thing, that is called flex wrap and wrap direction. Flex wrap, and now you can see the things are absolutely fine, and they are having the maximum distance from, like they are having that much distance, and then there is also the equal distance from this side, as you can measure them from there and there. I will show you why, but just let me increase the width and height, and let me refresh this, and I'm also going to increase this to 100. I think we don't need that. I'm just going to make it 13, 14. Yeah, now the things are fine, but I just want to show you why it's working like that. It's because of space around. If I make it center, things will be in center, and they are having their maximum space. Yeah, things are in center, they're working fine, and even you can go for something that is more better than this, and it is called space between, and refresh it. Now if I increase this, you can see there is zero spacing between the ends. That is because of space between thing, and here I am going to ask it space evenly, and you can see the difference as well. Now it's having the even spaces between the elements like this, and there are also even spaces, but on the increased width they are having the equal spacing. And there is something more interesting, that is called, what if I assign it a box 1. I am coming here, I am just showing you how to just change the styling for one box. So I just assigned new class to this, and I'm going to assign it self. Yeah, it's something called align self, and align self would be something to end. So I want this box to show here, to be here actually. You can see now it's an end, and I'm also going to increase it somehow, its height. And how to do that, I'm just here, I'm just writing flex basics, not height, sorry, the width, and I'm going to assign it 300 pixels, and you can see it has an increasing width now. And I can also do it by flex grow 3, refresh, run. You can see it's working fine. So that's what the flex grow can do. Flex grow actually asks this element to cover the increasing space or the space left in this row. As you can see, this was the remaining space that were breaking the columns in a different, or we were having spaces in between. If I increase it, it's also increasing, just it's making it responsive for the remaining space that is left from these raw elements. So yeah, that's it for today's lecture, and let's see you in the next lecture. I will share the this code for the float and flexbox in the video description, and you can also find this course outline in the video description, and also the full playlist for this course in the video description. So see you in the next lecture, where we will cover the position properties, and it's a bit interesting lecture as we will see how to create elements out of elements. So be there with me, and we will create the elements by the CSS this time, not the HTML. So be there with me, and we will cover this important part, and then we will be in our most interesting part of the CSS, that is transitions and animations. See you in the next lecture, and I hope you guys to have a good day. Bye bye.